Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? As we can see or sound, I guess, I am on a different mic here, so I'm gonna sound probably worse, but hopefully, you guys can make do enough to get through this analysis. So, some complications have been happening over the past 2 days, and that's why we have a different mic, and I couldn't upload any videos. So sorry about that. But here's the retail analysis here. So we're going to start off just by breaking down all of retail. So we have, really it's broken like this. We have houses over here. We have dog house over here. Oh wait, that's not dog house. We have these two houses over here. We have whatever this is in the middle. It's pretty shambles. And then we have blacktop split along here. And that's usually like the breakdown of retail. So usually what might happen is we might get, some land in here, a team land in here, and then a team trying to claim all of this is kind of like the ideal thing. So where's the best spot to land? Well, it really depends on where other people are landing. I mean, we do have the most chests. I mean, if we look around, this one will give a house for each person. So if you guys wanted to, everyone gets a house, 2 chests each. We could send 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. This guy gets 4 chests if they all spawn. This guy only gets 1, and I think there's actually zoom in. I thought there was a chest spawn. Yeah, there's a chest spawn in here. Okay, there we go. This is better. So we get. Oh, that's a gross. We do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and 3 is kind of just all together. So this would be the split, and you guys can really pick which one you would like to do. I'm not really sure which one would be better. This one has 6 chests, this one has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chests. You include the one on top, and this one has 4, 5, 6. This one has the most chests, but it's also the biggest space. So you add a lot more to loot, and that can also mean, a lot more time. Because if we do something where you do 1, 2, 3, and they notice that this whole side of the map is unconned, so you don't have another team landing here, then they could go, 1, 2, and like they're back here in the middle, like something like this. And this guy goes here, and this guy goes here, and they probably be best if they did something like one guy in the back, these guys go up front, and you guys do this. So then they have these two guys almost holding down this front here, and then this guy can loot through all this loot and then meet up with his boys, or one of them can go back and help, something like that. So if that happens, then you guys are pretty fucked, because then you do have all this to work with, but they have way more chests. So you might just have to get fight and loot and push in as soon as possible. If you landed on this side, then you would want to probably send this guy over here to hit. This guy, if he needs loot, he can go over here, and one can either sit here or sit onto dog. Make sure that these guys don't try to do any flanks like this up through here. So he would be like the guard. So I think personally, honestly, the best one would probably be houses in this situation. Plus, you have the option to grab a car and dip out on the road, while these guys can either use the zipline to dip or go head towards Caddy. So we really have more options in terms of, you can get to Spire before all these guys, get the loot, and then either push back or, dip out, whatever you wanted to do. So I think house is definitely better, in my opinion, than Blacktops. If we just split it down like this, I mean, here's all the houses, here's Blacktops. You really have to figure out the time and see how fast your team can loot all of this. How quickly you guys can do everything. If you're conned by more than one team, try to get these back houses here, 2 chests each. You guys own all of this, and then, if they do, the other team does, let's do the other team. Get 1, 2, and 3, and then we have yellow doing 1, 2, and 3 over here, and that's their spots. So blue team would probably end up looting first, being done, because they get most of their loot first. Oftentimes, they might either push down like this or try to go across the blacktops. So what you can do is whichever one of your boys here has the best loot. So let's say 2 has the best loot and he's good to fight. He stays on top here while these guys finish looting, and then you guys devise a plan. Okay, where do we want to push to? Well, the best case scenario is that these guys start fighting and then you third party. But if that's not an option and you see that blue's coming towards you, probably all get together and see if you guys can full send this guy, make it a 1v3 for him. You win that easily and you get to keep pushing. Downside is that if, let's say, you guys do that, all 3 of you guys push 1 here, you kill him quick. Probably when you're on the way to 2 and 3, this team's going to come in and pinch. So really, what's going to happen is if you take height over these guys and they're at the bottom of dog, you're going to end up fighting a 3v3 from this team, and that gives blue the opportunity to either wait for you guys to be, fight in, like shotgun fight in, for them to come and third party that, or for them to dip out. So after you kill the first guy, you have to be aware of where the third team is. Have they left? Are they coming over? If you hear them coming over, maybe let them. So what you would do is let them all meet up together and push these guys together so they're fighting in here, and then you guys get on top, and you're the team that's on the very top, kind of dictating the fight. Yeah, I think that's really it for an Unconned Lootpath. You guys can probably fully figure it out, but something where you can cover all the bases. So maybe if you sent like one here, two here, here maybe this guy will loot something like this and be out, and this guy might go across. I don't know. Maybe let's do one, two, and three. So this guy loops around, B's out, dog goes up here, and this guy hits all this. You guys all meet up and B out, something like that. I don't know. You guys can figure out the loot path for yourself. Now, supply chest, I don't think there's any nearby. Fuck ton of ammo boxes, weapon-o-matics. This can be chances that have, blue AR, blue sub, blue shotgun, sniper. I'm pretty sure, so pick from there. Mendon, there's no Mendon. You have two chances for a blue pump, which is good. Off-road tires, pretty much in all the houses. Back here, Ferrari spawns. We do have a few cars, sedans, trucks. So a lot of cars for you guys to rotate out of, so you're good on that. Boats doesn't matter. There's a boat spawn down here. There's also a shit ton of stone down here. You need stone. Zip lines. There are zip lines that go up. So if zone pulls up this way, you can take the zip lines up. You can go all the way up here, see if Lake House radar was hit. If not, you can go in there. Or even if you want to push them, keep going. If Dirty's in zone and you see the Dirty team looting, if you think about it, when the Dirty team is full looting, this would be kind of psycho, but definitely plausible. If you guys get retail unconned and you need a push and you don't want a push that's expected, something like this, zipline your way down and push in the Dirty like this, or push the team over here. They probably won't expect it at all. But if zone pulls like up here, you can keep going and get onto any of these pulls over here for surge if you need it, especially if it pulled more like this. Tunnels, so tunnels, gas station, no gas, gas cans. Here's the gas can spawns, fair amount of them. Campfires. It's good to know the gas can spawns, especially in places where fights usually happen. I find fights usually break out at Doghouse. So knowing that there is a gas can spawn in here, might be able to do some 200 IQ plays. There's no slurp trucks or slurp barrels around. Noms, there are nom spawns in here. I think there's three nom spawns in here. I don't know why they aren't popping up. There's maybe a chance for some peppers, and that's really it. There's no fish and thins. I don't think there's any ice boxes, and the reboot van is in the middle over here. Bounty boards, nope. Safes, pretty much safes only in-house side. So yeah, that is the breakdown of retail in terms of what you can find in there for loot wise. Let's talk about nearby POIs and who can push into retail now. So pushing into retail is pretty. I don't think there's actually much options. I mean, Lazy can push into retail. Caddy can come down and push into retail. I guess there are a few, and this team can also push into retail. So I guess you do have three options. So if you're unconned and you flew over and you notice that any of these places were unconned, there's a good chance that if Lazy's unconned, there's a good chance they're coming for sure. So if you can calm out if they're conned or not, then that can mean a lot. Caddy is the same way because most people don't push back into Misty like this. They usually go up and push into retail. And if this place is unconned, their push can be really anywhere. So they're iffy. I'd say these two, if they're unconned, they're almost like 70% coming if the team wants the key or something like that. Maybe like 60% or something like that. So where can retail push into? Well, retail has a lot of options to push into. They can push into Lazy. They can take the road down and push all the way down here. They can go all the way into Caddy. They can drive through Caddy and go to Misty. They can take the zip lines up and push into here or push into Dirty. And that's really it for retail. So places you can push into if you're looking to get a key in. And now for surge spots. So it really depends on zone. This is going to be like easy surge spots you can probably get to. Zone pulls caddy side. Securing yourself on. Oh, it's an awful circle. So, you can, get yourself on some of these mountains over here if that's where zone pulls. If not, you can get yourself onto Spire. If zone pulls there, but common ones really depend on zone, like I've been saying. But you can get the lazy hills like this. If you need, you can base up onto gas and try to claim some of these hills over here if you can get there quick enough. Drive through. If zone pulls more upwards, you can get the dirty hills over here. Claim bridge. You can get there quick enough. It all depends on timing. So really, you'll probably have to leave early if you're going to want a spot in the middle for Surge. I mean, obviously Surge is pretty changed now with the UFO in the sky being the highest point, which is kind of annoying because people will probably want to, avoid this distance because of the highest spot, which means people might be trying to funnel around like this or try to bust ass through. We don't really know how the UFO plays into Surge and everything yet. If I'd imagine whoever gets there on top, probably going to be more than one team basing up here for Surge. You might have a team over here and a team over here and a team over here. And that's going to create this funnel system where they're shooting at anybody that's running through, and that's going to push them farther outward. So it's going to be like if you want to rotate around, you're going to have to go like farther out. I'd imagine. But I mean, I'm not really sure how that's gonna work yet. I think I've covered pretty much everything, and I'm don't know what time it is, so I think I'm pretty kicking ass on time right now. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the retail row analysis. I should have another video out tomorrow. Might do Pleasant, I think, is the one I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Maybe I'll do another one if more people suggest. And sorry for missing a few, but I'll get all the POIs done and hopefully some named POI or unnamed POIs before the final week of FNCS. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and cheers.